On the video I made earlier, I touched on the subject of people who deal with anger issues. Anger is a byproduct, okay? It is a symptom. It is not the root problem. A lot of us walk around, and I'm telling you from experience, okay? I used to walk around dealing with anger issues, mad, angry, just wanting to fight people, okay? And a lot of times we walk around feeling extremely frustrated. I mean, anybody, they just say something simple, you know what I mean? They'll say something smart or whatever, and it'll set you off, okay? And we try to deal with the anger issues. Man, I'm trying to deal with my anger, And I want to tell you that the reason as to why you can't deal with your anger is probably because you're going about it in the wrong way, okay? Like I said, anger is a byproduct. Anger is a secondary issue, but it's not the root problem. And I need you to understand this. And I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but the problem is not that you're angry. The problem is that you're wounded. You're hurting. And I know some folks, it's hard for you to admit it. It's hard for you to accept that. No, I just got anger problems. I'm sorry. No, you don't. The reason why you're angry is because you're hurting, because you're wounded. You see, a lot of times you see guys that, and not all of them, okay? Not all of them. Some people just do it because, they think it's cool, whatever your excuse may be, your reasoning may be. But a lot of times you see these dudes that get tattoos all over their faces, get all tatted out, and they look intimidating. And the reason for that is the reason as to why, like I used to walk around with, as is, I look mean. You know what I mean? I can't help it. That's just the face that God blessed me with. I should be wearing my glasses because when I don't wear my glasses, I strain and I end up looking like I'm looking at you crazy. But back in the day, when I dealt with a lot of the wounds, a lot of the anger that I had, I would try to make myself look intimidating because I didn't want to be messed with. And so I would walk around mean mugging people. Okay? So what happens is a lot of people try to make themselves appear mean, appear like they're tough. And a lot of the reason as to why is because they're wounded. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you ever seen a dog that they see another dog and they get intimidated? So what do? They puff up, they swell up to try to intimidate the other dog. So the issue is a lot of times we try to act tough. We try to act untouchable. You know what I mean? We don't let people near us. And we develop this wall. Okay? And the thing is that you're not an angry person. You're not dealing with anger issues. Yes, you do get angry. But I need you to understand that the problem is not anger. The problem is that you have unresolved issues within you due to people hurting you. Like I said earlier, it's like trying to deal with a migraine, okay? You got a headache or whatever it is, you know what I mean? You twisted your ankle, you're hurting, and you keep trying to function, you keep trying to do your everyday functions, everyday life, you keep trying to do everything like nothing's going on. What's going to happen? You're going to get irritated. It's just going to get irritable. And pretty soon, if you don't deal with that pain, it's like I said, it's going to get frustrating. You're going to get irritable, and it's going to make you upset. You're not going to want to deal with people. You're just going to get mad. You're going to get angry. But again, the issue is not anger, okay? The root of the problem is that you're hurting. You're wounded. You're hurt. When somebody says something mean to you, see, us as grown-ups, we don't call it what it is, okay? We say, you know what? No, that dude made me mad. He upset me. No, what happens is they hurt your feelings. They said something mean and they hurt you. But we don't call it, you hurt me. We call it, you made me mad. What you said made me angry. Yeah, but why did it make you angry? Because it hurt your feelings. I need you to understand something. One of the reasons as to why you can't heal, and I'm telling you from experience, one of the reasons why I couldn't heal is because I kept trying to deal with the anger. The issue is not the anger. The issue is that you're wounded. I don't know where the wounds came from. For all of us, it's different. I'm parked on the side of the road, okay? I don't want you to think that I'm sitting here doing this while I'm driving. But I need you to understand something. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to deal with it, okay? Because it puts you in a vulnerable position. A lot of us want to keep, you know what I mean? We want to keep that wound covered. I shared this story a long time ago, and I just feel the need to share it again, okay? I touched on this subject earlier. I didn't mean to. Things just happen to go that way, but I need to share this with you, okay? What finger is it? My wife is going to laugh at me because of my story. Anyways, this finger right here, you can't really see it, but I got a scar on this finger, okay? I cut myself with a razor blade. And I'm telling you this story because I want you to understand what I'm saying, okay? I cut myself with a razor blade, and big tough guy over here decided, you know, it's cool. I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't need to get stitches. I just wrapped it up, and we're good. Next day, I went to work, and during this time, I was working busting tires, okay? I was doing tires on big rigs. And so I'm over here working, trying to function, trying to do my everyday life. And I got this thing all dirty. I got this thing all infected. And I went to work 3 days with my finger all messed up. It got all filthy, all dirty, got all infected. Finally, I was in pain and decided to go to the doctor. Okay, I guess I do need to go to the doctor. But in those 3 days, okay, if I would have gone on the first day and got stitches and got it taken care of properly, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have gone this way. But because I chose not to go, I chose to just, it's cool, no problem. It got infected. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor says, I got some good news for you and I got some bad news for you. I said, okay, what's the good news? He said, the good news is that, we're going to be able to hook you up. It's going to take some stitches. You know what I mean? You'll be good. I said, okay, what's the bad news? The bad news is that because you waited 3 days to come, now you got an infection. Not only do you have a wound, a cut, but now you have an infection to deal with. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have to open up that wound. It already kind of closed, and that's a bad thing because now it's dirty and it's infected. So I'm going to have to open it up. And we're going to have to scrub it and clean all of that out. So I said, all right, cool. Now, physically, no problem. You know what I mean? There's anesthesia for the physical. For the spiritual, unfortunately, there's no anesthesia there. As they started to clean my finger, all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit started speaking to me, okay? God started speaking to me, and I felt him tell me this. That's your issue. You do the same thing in here. Instead of coming to me right when something happens, you decide to try to handle it on your own. And that's the reason as to why it's taking so long for you to heal. Because now I have to go in there and I have to reopen the wound, and I got to get all that unforgiveness, all of that bitterness. I got to get all that stuff, all that anger, everything that you allowed to develop. I got to get all of that out. And so now we got a process to go through, a longer process. Listen, I encourage you. I understand it's not going to be an easy process. I'm still going through it. I'm still dealing with it. But if you're wounded, I need you to understand, okay? Like, anger is not the issue. That's a byproduct. The more angry that you are, and I hate to use this word, okay? But if you're bitter, that means we got a major problem. If you're a person that is miserable, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sit here and judge and be jacked up, but I'm just trying to be honest with you, okay? If you're a person that is bitter and miserable and you just, you know what I mean? I get it. I understand it. You're hurting. But you don't have to live life this way. God can heal you. God can take that pain away. I'm living proof to that. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Everything's not dealt with yet. Okay? God is still dealing with me. But I can honestly sit here and tell you that a lot of the pain that I had, a lot of that unforgiveness, a lot of that hatred, a lot of that stuff that was in here is gone. And it's all because of God. Like, I want you to know that there is joy, that there is peace, that there is healing in Jesus Christ, and you don't have to deal with that. I understand that it might be tough to expose that. I understand that it might be tough to you know what I mean? To open up about it. And I'm not telling you to, just open up with whoever. No. You deal with it with God. If at the end of the day you got to go to therapy, I encourage you, find yourself some godly counsel that you can, start the healing process. But I need you to understand that we got to call it what it is, and we got to address it as what it is. If you go to a doctor and they misdiagnose you and they give you a prescription for something else that you don't have, it's kind of the same thing. We keep saying, oh, we're angry. No. That is the reason as we try, why we isolate ourselves. That's the reason why we don't even like having friends. That's the reason why, because we're hurting. It's kind of like when you got a wound and it's infected and it's just barely to the touch. Don't touch it. That's the reason when somebody says something, boom, you're ready to snap on them because it's just, it's that tender. Listen, there's healing. Jesus offers you healing today. This ain't just about just going to church and this and that. Trust me, I know a lot of folks that go to church and are miserable as crap, angry, because they refuse to address it. They refuse to deal with it. It is a process, and it's a painful one because we got to get real with it. I tell you that from experience. It's not easy. You got to get real. And it's a hard process, but it's worth it. You either go through the pain of change or you remain the same and deal with that same pain that you're dealing with right now. And it's miserable. It sounds cliche, I know, you know what I mean? But it's the honest truth. We got to quit acting tough and acting no, for what? Why would you want to continue walking with all of that junk when there's freedom? There's healing available to you. Why? I just felt the need to share that with you. Earlier, as I was making that video, it just, the conversation, the talk kind of went in that direction. And it just kind of, stayed with me the rest of the day. And I just felt the need to share that with you guys. I need you to understand that you're not an angry person. You're hurting. And there's nothing wrong with hurting. I got 4 kids. 10, 6, 3, and 1. And one of the things that my children teach me is that whenever they get hurt, they run to me. They run to my wife because they know that mommy, daddy, they know we'll take care of it. They know. They don't sit there, okay? Children, they don't sit there and try to deal with it on their own. They know that if they run to mommy, if they run to daddy, I'm good. They'll get it taken care of. Learn something from these kids. If you got kids, you know what I'm talking about. Learn something from them. If you're hurting, run to your Father. Run to your Heavenly Father. He can heal you. He can restore you. He can put a smile on your face. He can fill your heart with joy. Take away all that pain, all that unforgiveness, all that bitterness, all that yucky stuff that's in there. And you can experience joy, peace that surpasses all understanding. Honestly, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I love you guys. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. I love you. God bless you.